Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your BOY Between the Game Sports, and we're back with another great video and topic. But before we get into all that, y'all know the drill. Please hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and then hit that bell button for those notifications. Man, but today, man, I appreciate those who've already jumped on, and this is just something that I wanted to talk about real quick. Today marks the 1-year anniversary that Coach Deion Sanders decided to take the job and was introduced as Jackson State University's head coach. Last year, September 21st, 2020, y'all remember, man, you had Coach Sanders. He's coming out with the big band behind him, the Sonic Boom of the South, I believe is what they're called. He comes out, he has the tailor-made suit, he got the cocked hat in a Deion Sanders fashion. It's really too big for his head, but he comes out and he's speaking about why he's at Jackson State. And so I just wanted to give him acknowledgement and let him know that we appreciate what he's doing at Jackson State University. He has brought fame, he has brought exposure, he has brought knowledge, he has brought all those things to the HBCU. Shout out to Dad. Yes, sir. Deion. And so he has done what he said he's brought out to do, set out to do. He wanted to bring attention to HBCUs. He wanted to let them know that there are players there. There are good, young, outstanding young men. What's up? Hoop Jargon is in the building. What's up? What up with it? But yeah, he wanted to let them know there's outstanding young men who can go on to be professionals and whatever they choose to be, whether it be sports or working in a Fortune 500 company or anything of that nature. So he has done all those things within 1 year. Now, some people may say that he has not been successful enough on the field, but I beg to differ. In his first season, which they started in the spring last year due to COVID, they went 4-3 under a new regime. Coaches trying to figure out players, and players trying to figure out coaches, and players trying to figure out how to play for someone of the nature of a Coach Deion Sanders. So they went 4-3. I believe they started out 3-0. So that's a pretty good start for your first season being interrupted, with COVID, starting in the spring and things of that nature. So that's a pretty good start at 4-3. Then you roll around to the fall. Everybody's waiting to see what Jackson State is going to do, not only in the SWAC, not only in the HBCU realm, but in college football, period. So let me get this comment out the way. Hoop Jargon says it was the B team. People got to understand that. Absolutely. He didn't have his guys. He didn't have them dogs like he said he wanted to have. He didn't have those high major transfers in the transfer portal. So he didn't have those guys yet. So we're now around to the fall season, and they start off, and FAMU was picked to beat them. I believe FAMU was ranked like number 22 or 23 in the nation at the FCS level. And what did they do? He had his guys prepared. He had his guys ready to roll. They come out and they win in a tough battle, 7-6. And I think I remember saying something of the nature where they had the second most views of a college football game in the opening weekend this year. Exactly, like Hoop Jargon says, there was no Shadur. And Shadur, man, people better realize how good this young man is, man. He's still a freshman. He's still learning. He's very intelligent. He understands the game. He understands what he's doing. He understands himself as a player. And so it's only going to get better and better and better. Now, if they can get their running game going, that'd be great. That would ease some pressure off that young man and his receivers. So, like Hope Jordan says, facts. Yeah, absolutely. I know you watched like I watched. We did stream together about it. We didn't watch almost every single game. The kid is accurate. He's on time. He's making NFL throws. He's throwing receivers open. He's doing all those things. So the hate is just because people don't understand greatness, and it's easier to hate and then to appreciate what you're seeing in front of your own eyes. But so then again, they go and play. Jackson State goes and plays Tennessee State in the Southern Heritage Classic. Another game a lot of folks didn't see Jackson State winning. And so they go out there and they dominate a Tennessee State team who had just came off a loss against Grambling State, unfortunately. But they go out there and put on a show, and they have another sellout crowd. They have another highly televised game. And so this is some of the things Coach Sanders wanted to see happen when he first took the job. He wanted to see people tuning in into HBCU games. He wanted to see people tuning in to Jackson State. And if people know him, and if people know who he is, know who his character is, from what I think his character is, he loves the bright lights, aka that's why he is called Prime Time. So man, shout out to you. It's your boy Oz, man. I appreciate you jumping in. He says, how many coaches can install a system in 2 to 3 months after arriving, let alone winning games? Facts. Facts, man. You know how hard that is to do. You don't get hired at the beginning of the fall season going into when colleges first open up in August. He gets hired in September. School has already started for a month and some change, and you go and install your own offense, your own ideas, your own culture, and you go out and you win your first 3 games as a head coach. So somebody tell me what he's doing wrong. From everything I can see so far, Coach Sanders has actually pushed the right buttons. Yeah, they're coming off a loss against I'm losing my thought process. ULM last Saturday, but they still had a chance to win that game. This is their 3rd game, and it was their 3rd game that they didn't play at home. Haven't had a home game yet. So think about that. They haven't had a home game yet, and they're out there competing. Should have won against ULM. Few drop passes here, a couple of penalties here. The turnovers really killed them, but they're on the road, and their defense basically pitches a shutout and only gives up 4 field goals, and they lose 12-7. So I think he's on the right track. I think he has these guys rolling. And what's really, really crazy is the people who are coaching against Jackson State and Coach Deion Sanders, they are saying how well prepared this team is. They're saying how ready they are to roll, saying how well they're playing. Even Coach Terry Bowden, the coach of University of Louisiana Monroe, he said that is the most talented SWAC team he's ever seen, if I remember that quote correctly. That's the most talented SWAC team he's seen in a while, the Jackson State Tigers. So Coach Sanders is doing something absolutely correct, man. I appreciate those who are jumping in here, man. Please hit that like button for me. Go tell somebody that we on right now. We live talking about Coach Sanders and his 1-year anniversary of being the head coach of Jackson State. So even his humility is something that I'm really, really appreciating. All right. There's a video clip here that he's talking about Alcorn State and how he's willing to help them guys out. If I can find it real quick, I'm going to put it up there, let you guys see it. Yeah, here you go. So let me shut up. Y'all can watch this. The humility, the understanding of, yes, we're competing against each other, but we're here for the kids. We're here to make sure they're getting the right treatment. All of those good things, and that's what you want as a coach. If you're a father, mother, if you're a parent, guardian, whoever, if you're seeing the things that Coach Sanders is doing and saying, you want your child to go play for him, right or wrong. So here's the video clip. Watch it.
It's just, matter of fact, can y'all help me on this? What's the school down the street? Alcorn? Have they have trainers yet?
Yeah, I was going to ask you that because I asked
But I could get that
Coach
phone. I
McNair.
mean, I'm not trying to big
You're right.
nobody, but that's phone calls, man. I mean, I wish we have the relationship that we could call each other because we how many hospitals we have here in this city? I would have did it myself. Sent you several trainers, man, because those kids deserve to get down. They deserve to play. And we can't practice because of trainers. Like, please, please. And that's my brother McNair, and that's a darn good coach. That's a darn good good team, man. My brother McNair, if you can hit me right now, if you have a problem, call me. If I can help, I'm gonna help you immediately. This is bigger than the little rivalry. This is about these kids, man. And I got love for that brother. He's a good dude. When my son was being recruited by Southern Miss, and they played Alcorn, I made it a point to go in his locker room and give him love and shake his hand because I know what he's been doing for that program. I never even knew him. I didn't know him. But a situation like that, well, you can't practice because of some trainers. Please, now that's a problem up top. That's not him. That's a problem somewhere else. That's a problem for him. We need to address that. And whoever allowing that to happen need to be checked. You get this man. This man has a wonderful program year after year after year. He wins. And you're going to allow that to happen to him? Please. That's one of our treasures in HBCU. We got to have his back.
Yes, we do. I didn't want to hijack the meeting by getting into all that with you, but
Man, you ain't hijacking the meeting. It is what it is. If we ain't gonna be real at 100 on the meeting, why are we having a meeting? I got a whole lot of stuff to do today. So unless we gonna have a relationship.
So man, look, shout out to Coach Sanders, man. He just keeping a buck, man, keeping it in the being. That's just showing love and understanding that this is bigger than him, is bigger than any university. If those young men are out there and they're trying to compete and play, but they can't compete and play because they don't have trainers, it's a shame. And him understanding what the assignment is, as they say these days, to being able to say, you know what, man, just pick up the phone and call me. I'll send you some trainers. That's showing love. That's keeping it real, keeping it 1,000, whatever it may be. So shout out to Coach Sanders. I hope Alcorn gets what they need to get so those guys can get on the field. I've seen another comment. It's your boy I says, I really believe Coach Prime wants to be the Bobby Bowden of HBCU. And if it's so, let it be. I would love to see that. I hope he has great success like he did when he played for Coach Bowden. Coach Bowden, I remember a lot of his players saying how much they really felt that he cared. They really felt that he understood them. And so if Coach Sanders wants to mold his program in that way, let it be, and I'm with it. I just want folks to understand that this is bigger, and it's in a movement that's not going to stop. Yeah, there are rumors about him going to coach at Florida State or a USC. But in my mind and my heart, I believe that he is at Jackson State for a good 5 to 6 years. After that, he may decide to go and do something else. But like he said in his press conference over a year ago, today, he said that he believes that God basically sent him to Jackson State. That his beliefs and his higher power that he believes in, he believes that they sent him to Jackson State. And so I really feel and believe that he's going to be there for a while. Again, man, shout out for people that's just jumping in the chat, man. Please, like. If you're on Facebook, hit the like button. If you're on YouTube, subscribe for me. Do all of those good things. YouTube, hit the thumbs up button, share it with somebody, and get them over here and let's talk and just have appreciation for what Coach Sanders is doing right now. And a lot of people were saying that he went to Jackson State for the fame. I could just laugh at that. You got to be kidding me. Again, I've said it in multiple streams and past broadcasts. This is one of the most recognizable football figures in the world ever. Ever. Since the beginning of football, the National Football League, he's one of the most recognizable guys ever. So why would he go take a coaching job where he needs to have a notoriety for it or to get fame out of it? Y'all help me make that make sense. It makes no sense. And he said it himself. He could have went to coach at other bigger schools. He could have been an assistant coach on the NFL staff. But his beliefs and his prayers and his thoughts led him to Jackson State, is what he said. So it's been a year to this date, that Coach Sanders has went in there, established who he is, established his program, and now his guys are reaping the benefits of it. You got everybody talking about Jackson State and HBCUs now. And why? It's mainly because of the primetime effect. And that's what he said he wanted to do and get out of this. You got people like myself paying more and more attention to HBCUs. I followed them a little bit, but I've gained more respect. I've gained more understanding. And that's the Coach Deion Sanders effect. So you can't tell me he hasn't done what he set out to do. Again, Jackson State has 8 games on the ESPN network, family of networks. ESPN 3, they played on ESPN 2. I think they got 3 or 4 other games that's on between ESPN 2 and ESPN 3. And people are tuning in, and they're watching these young men play. For those who don't understand, I've never seen an HBCU kid play in college. These kids are getting down and they're playing hard and they're performing when the bright lights are on. If you're playing for Coach Sanders, you know the people are coming to see you. So when you're either going to perform well or you're not, and they're performing well, especially on the defensive side. My goodness. A couple of those guys have risen their draft status. And Shadur, in 2 years, he'd be one of the better quarterbacks in NCAA. You can mark it. Again, man, I see people slowly trickling in here. I appreciate you. I know it's late. 8 o'clock where I'm at. On the East Coast, it's probably close to 10:30. But I just wanted to get this out. I had to get it off my chest. It's been 1 year. Somebody else let me know what else he said and he set out to do, and he's done. He's hired a great coaching staff. He's getting great transfers. And he's got these kids believing that they can not only be professional football players, but be professionals in something else. And that's what you want out of a head coach, to make your kids believe. I mean, absolutely believe. So in the year, he's 4-3 in the spring. He's 2-1 right now. So what's that make him? 6-4? 6-4 in your first 10 games as a head coach. That's pretty darn good. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. And he said that since he's gotten there, he wants to win at Jackson State. He wants those kids to win. And from my understanding, what Jackson State hasn't won the SWAC since 2013 or 14 or something of that nature. And right now, the people that are paying attention to it, they're starting to believe that Jackson State can win the SWAC this year. And of course, you got Alabama State is the big game that they have within, I think, 2 weeks. That is the game a lot of people have circled and believe that is the game that's going to decide the SWAC. But there's a team out here in Texas that's putting on the show lately called Prairie View A&M, the Panthers out there. They are competing. Their quarterback is playing well. So the SWAC East is looking very, very interesting. I'm sorry, what is it? The SWAC? It should be the SWAC West. Maybe I got that wrong. I want to say the SWAC West. Man, if anybody want to call in, here's the call-in number. I see some people still in here. If you want to call in and speak your thoughts, please do. I'm willing and able to listen and let you get your rocks off about this. Again, we're speaking about Coach Sanders and his 1-year term at Jackson State. And I really believe once he goes through a full cycle of recruits, the SWAC is going to be in some trouble. I believe that they're going to go undefeated within the next 2 years. One of those years, with either next year, the year after that, or both years, I believe Jackson State might go undefeated. Here, I'm reading the article right here. He says, we're going to win, and we're going to win looking good. This is Coach Sanders in his own words last year. We're going to win. We're going to look good winning. We're going to have a good time while we're winning, but we're going to also be professional about it. And if anybody knows and seen Coach Sanders, he's always speaking about how he does things with purpose. He doesn't do anything half, you know what. So if you can pass that down until the next generation, then now we're speaking about things not only right now, but in the future. If you can have kids, you know what? It's important to show up on time. It's important to work hard. It's important not to make excuses. Then those young men, young ladies that's on the training staff or wherever it may be that's working there, they can pass those same, what do you call it? Not skills, but it's not clicking right now. Those same understandings, I guess you can say, down to the next generation, to their kids and their kids and their kids. Sometimes I get tongue-tied. I'm human, but it is what it is. So this is just my appreciation stream for Coach Sanders and him understanding the assignment and his belief in Jackson State, his belief in his kids, his belief in his coaching staff. Again, this is 1 year. He said things and he's gotten those things done. He said he wanted his team on TV more. He's gotten it done. He said he wanted other HBCUs on TV more. He's gotten it done. He said he's wanted more attention on HBCUs. He's gotten it done. So again, if you're a parent, if you're a young kid that comes back and sees this, and you want to play football at the next level, Jackson State might be somewhere you want to go. It really, really is. But man, I'm not gonna hold y'all. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Coach Sanders, Jackson State Tigers, got them moving in the right direction. Got everybody understanding and watching. Got everybody understanding and watching. And it's great when people want to watch you. They're watching to see you lose. That's the best feeling in the world. When you got people that are waiting and watching to see you lose, that's the best feeling in the world. But y'all know what it is, man. When you're great, when you're doing great things, people hate you. When you're doing regular things, nobody gives a crap about you. When you speak greatness, people are going to hate. So this is just my appreciation stream to Coach Sanders and Jackson State and his coaching staff and everything's in between. Dad says, yes, yeah, Dad. Yeah, I've been paying attention to the stuff you've been telling me all these years. We got to have more coaches like Coach Sanders in there. We really do. We got to, and there's nothing wrong with competing, but understanding that the kids come first. When you're a coach, even though some kids don't play for you, you can still have an impact on that kid. Nothing wrong with competing. I love competing. But when you're a coach, you got to understand it's not about you. It's not about who you used to be or what you were in the pros or in college or in high school. It's about the next generation of kids. Oh, yeah, watch out for the SWAC. These dudes are getting better and better. Games are getting closer and closer with these Power 5 schools or these high FBS schools. Like I said, Jackson State should have won if their offense could have found a way to get in the end zone one more time. Just think about that. If their offense could have found a way to get in the end zone one more time, they win that game 14-12. Because ULM could not score. All their scores came off field goals. 4 field goals at home, ULM, against a FCS school in Jackson State who are just now trying to get back to where they need to be, who still has a brand new coaching staff, who just made a full calendar year in coaching. And ESPN and other media outlets gave Jackson State a 7% chance to win that game, and all they needed was one more touchdown. So your defense is always going to keep you in games. Your defense travels well, but if your offense is not there, and of course they had 4 turnovers. So even with all that, they only lost by 5 points. So imagine if they get another year under their belt. They beat that same team in ULM. So we as a people need to support these coaches, and like Coach Sanders and Coach McNair, who he just spoke of, and Coach George that's at Tennessee State. Because they're doing a great job. And if you never coach, you won't understand how hard it is to coach. If you never coach, you won't understand how hard it is to coach. You got multiple personalities. You got every kid that want to play because you recruited every kid to play, but everybody can't play. 11 spots on offense, 11 spots on defense, 11 spots on special teams. So everybody ain't going to get a chance to play. But still got to try. You know what? Just wait your turn. It's coming. And when your turn comes, be ready. How do I know these things? Because this is the kind of stuff that I've been told. This is the kind of stuff that I tell kids that I coach. And the way I see Coach Sanders and his players react to him, I know he's telling these kids the same thing. And some of them he's getting through to them. Some of them he might not be. Man, but that's it, man. I'm getting out here. I've been rambling for almost 30 minutes. Again, appreciation stream for Coach Sanders. Today marks 1 year since he was introduced as the Jackson State head coach. And he's doing a phenomenal job. One more comment that says he's brought them back. Few people I know that back in my time, 80% of the pros were from the SWAC and 70% were from Graham. Yes, I've read that. I know they've spoken about that in streams that a lot of guys are from the SWAC. Jerry Rice is from the SWAC. I believe Walter Payton is from the SWAC. Steve McNair is from the SWAC, I believe. All these guys are all-time greats. And arguably, Jerry Rice is arguably the greatest football player of all time. And he went to Mississippi Valley State. So, again, appreciation stream for Coach Sanders and his time at the Jackson State. It's been 365 days, and it's been great success. They're 6-4 in their first 10 games under him. People are talking about them. People are recognizing them. So, that's it, man. But before I get out of here, if anybody knows any coaches at any of these SWAC schools, these HBCUs across this country, please send them my way. I would love to interview and talk to them so I can get more of an understanding about things. But let's get out of here. It's late. It's 30 minutes in. Again, if you're on Facebook, please like and share the show. If you're on YouTube, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and hit that bell button for notification. This has been a fun stream. As always, as I get out of here, man, on your best day, be better. Think about it. Peace.